Right then, quick workshop road trip vlog. So TT's here, just been changing discs and brackets to our own. The gearbox is still in, but it's semi out. Got the cup out there as well. Show you what Paul's doing. So this is the gearbox. So this is a 4-wheel drive gearbox, we've talked about it before. This is a 2-wheel drive drive shaft cup, but from this side. So what we're trying to achieve here, this is the standard seal that goes in, and that seal sits on this front lip here, but we need to get a 2-wheel drive seal in, which means it needs to go all the way to this back face here, so we need to machine this lip away. So Paul's going to whip this off, then we're going to go up to Sealy at our machine shop and get him to machine this. He might do it while I wait, so we shall see. So we have it off. That's the inside of the DSG if anyone wants to look at it. That's the SQS diff. The troublemaker. Let's get cracking. See you later. We're here. Alright, it's clear back. Oh dear. Alright, you're on camera here, Lee. Oh no. Why are you limping?
My legs are bad, I've got a bad knee.
So that's the seal. Paul just wants you to, if you can, just take that all the way down to that. Just machine that sleeve away. Yeah, but just take that chamfer away inside there if possible.
That's one bit then.
Yeah, that.
Is that all it is?
No. If you can't do that bit for any reason, we can sort that. But let me just stop this fucking doing this. And then the main thing. You see this second lip here? This one here. The seal's sitting against that. We want it to sit against this back lip.
So it must go all the way down?
Yeah.
So machine to that outside diameter all the way to the bottom of the bottom, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Does it want to be like a nice fit so you can tap?
It's coming up with you eventually.
So even though that will press in, it's too tight, is it?
No, it's where that step is inside, it's not going deep enough.
Right. Can you machine that bit back in there?
Just take, let me do the shampoo, you can see there, just take that.
Just have a look.
That's a bit all the way, just going further than that back there, from here.
So down to that shaft, all the way down to the bottom of the socket.
That's not seated against anything.
So you've got to do that.
And then this, so that bit there is the correct diameter.
So it's the dark bit there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the right diameter for that seal.
Yeah.
We just need to go down with that. Take that lip out there if you
Let me get around because this is...
Is this milling job?
Yeah.
That's the thing I didn't realise, it may stuck out at the back. That's perpendicular to that, but obviously
all we'll do is clean that off, sit something on there, then we'll have to crack it over high.
Yeah. That and that's obviously perpendicular, it's just got to pack a little like that. Are you limping as well?
It's got a bad leg.
You and your dad are both limping. So that diameter there is where this where's that seal gone? There. That seal sits on there quite nice, but it's too far up. We need it to sit against the back of this. So we need to just take that step out.
Oh right, yeah.
So we just need to circular mill it, but can you pack this. You can pack this up all
Yeah.
right. So you've done one before, haven't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
You did it, didn't you?
Did we do the other side as well before?
I think you did on the other one, yeah, but
yeah.
that was for Dan, that, yeah.
Right.
That
So
was
if
a
I
different.
just take that.
But the tolerance wise, even if it just dropped in, it wouldn't be a problem.
Oh
Just
no,
keep it
that's got to stay to that. That outer diameter needs to be
no
tight.
bigger than that.
Yeah, it can't be any bigger
Right.
than that, and then
Right.
just take it all the way down to that.
Right. Let's have a look what we've got on. Which one would you do it on?
Axis then.
Some of it has been, yeah, not all of it. Yeah, some of it's been.
So these got jet skis there.
Yeah. Engraving it all now.
So where are you selling all this stuff then? Just by word of mouth?
These people arrive and say, oh, I want one, I want one. And before you know it,
These have you been doing these as well?
yeah, motorbikes, triple plans.
Right. What crosses?
Trial bikes.
Oh, trials, right.
So they're finished ones.
So, while we wait for Lee to bring the gearbox back, which is ready, not sure how much footage him and Harvey filmed while they were there, but anyway, it's on its way. So, Paul's on with the TT. We'll have a look what he's doing in a second. But this, you can see here, we've got another 2 forge wheel, which that's just tyre soap and whatever it is. These are 10-inch wide, and we've got a 265 tyre on there now. So we just literally took the 20mm spacer out, which is here, 15mm or whatever it ended up being. Took that spacer out, which, what is it? Look at that ruler, beautiful. Where are we? Yeah, 15mm spacer. So took the 15mm spacer out. These wheels, the offset that I calculated that would work, were going to be basically the same. If we didn't take the spacer out, it'd be in the same place. Ain't work, I think, from ET44 on the 9-inch to an ET32 on the 10-inch, which puts the backspace in the same and just brings it out the full inch basically. And obviously we took the spacer off, so we're back in a little bit, so we're sticking out a bit more. So I think roughly we're going to probably poking out about 10mm more without the spacers, but when we measure the track up again, we should be able to put a small spacer back into the rear. The front were quite close, but it's all up in the air at the minute. We'll drop it down and have a look. But we've got another 19 of these wheels coming now, because we know we need a good few sets for the endurance racing that these two cars are going to be doing. So, shame we can't get the 10 to fit on the Golf. It'd have been nice to get them on the front, but if you look at the wheel fitment on this, not as easy to see, I suppose, there, but the wheel fitment on the back is really tight. It's a bit, for some reason, it's a bit tighter at this side. If you look here, it's tighter at that side. And then when you straighten the front up, this is the side with the least camber. We're really tight on there as well. So, and we've not got tons of room on the inside. But anyway, forgetting about that, we can't get them to go on the Golf. It's a shame because I think this is grip limited with the 245s. But if you look here, we've got the use out of the old set of tyres that we had on this. You can see the difference in the width there. Anyway, I'm not sure how pronounced it is, but anyway. So the other job Paul's doing, we've got a bit of an interference. I'm sure this camera will show it, but we had a bit of interference where the dry shaft's been touching the chassis here. So we've just notched that out, going to weld it all back up, do a little bit of seam welding while we're here, and just get that nice. Because on the Golf, we had a load of clicking and cracking issues going on with that, and it were all the spot welds were all pulling apart on that, so it were a bit annoying really. So hopefully that doesn't happen to this, but when you make everything stiff, you move the problem somewhere else. So yeah, the other point, we've got the gearbox to go in. That shouldn't be too long. Can't remember what else Paul's been doing on this now, I forgot. He's rewired this oil sensor and the plug, and then there's a little cover here that goes on the plug. So this grounded out at some point and damaged the wiring plug, but we've got that on there now, so that should stop that. And when that happened, it ground that out and it shorted the fusing, and that stopped the under piston cooling working, the variable oil pump or something stupid like that. That fuse controls quite a few things that then put it into limp mode and stuff like that, which we don't want to have. So I think Paul's put a fuse in this somewhere, or we're going to put a fuse in it further up so that if we ever do ground this out again or smash it off, it blows that little fuse and not everything else. So finding problems, fixing them, and it's working. So yeah, got plenty of other stuff to do when the gearbox comes, but we're not taking this one out until we're 100% sure the other one can go back together. So we'll let Paul finish this, build the gearbox when it comes, and then get cracking from the gearbox in, and hopefully we're ready to dyno test tomorrow, but it's 2 o'clock now, so we're pushing it. So the casing is here. So Lee and Harvey's managed to machine this down exactly as we wanted, so we should be able to just shove the seal in, shove the flange in, and away we go. So yeah, the machine, that's where the flange is. So machine down, machine that little wedge out of the flange as well, so that should just go straight into where we need to, which is perfect. So Paul's just finishing welding the chassis up, get this all cleaned up, get it fired on, get the gearbox in, hopefully early tomorrow, dyno ready. So, what we've just been doing then?
Put in a new gearbox at TT.
Come on, show us. Show us which bit we're on about here. That bit there. We've got it in. There is definitely a method to doing it, and I think we've figured it out, Paul. You don't need subframe off, which I think if you got infinite time, you'd probably take subframe off just to make it easier at trackside. But for what we're doing, you need a shovel. Big corner over there. So, yeah, bit of a pain, but we know what we're doing for next time. We'll let Paul carry on. So, the engine mount's not in good nick, but the problem is the gearbox mount looks very similar, but it's not the same, so it's not going to fit. The gearbox is in. Paul's had it running. Not sure if he filmed that or if it was still on time lapse, but it works. The little module works as well, so we're happy with that, the emulator. The only thing that we're not too happy about, which we expected it, when we did the machining, we've had to make the dry shaft. This is a spacer, and the bolts just need to be a little bit longer. So it'll be fine for the dyno, but we need to get that sorted. He managed to change the engine mount because that were damaged, but the gearbox mount, we need to do a different one for that. But I don't think there's really anything to have a look at the top. He's took a couple of pipes out that we didn't know we were going to take out originally, but we have now anyway. So that's a bit more simplified. Still need to get the transponder plugged in, so that's the next job. So yeah, over to the dyno, see what it does. Hopefully it all works fine. Shorter ratio should help us. So yeah, we shall see. So, we should have caught the TT in the dyno, but we didn't quite get to that point. But here's a graph we ended up with. So, 355, 360 foot-pounds, pounds-feet, whatever you want to call it. And then 302 horsepower. So we've trimmed a little bit out of this because we think that's as much as we can get hold of on the dyno. But we've never run... Well, we have run the TT on this dyno before, but that was when it was pretty much standard, and then a really rough tune that had different shape curves and stuff, and it was just all over the place. So we're pretty sure that'll get us somewhere where we need to be, if not a little bit under, which is probably where we're going to end up, but we might pull a bit of weight out of some. I don't know. We'll see. Once we've dynoed it, we can't do anything on the tune that we're going to run there, but then for the 750, we're going to need quite a bit more power, I think, but we've got the dyno booked for that later on as well. So we'll dyno at this one, see what happens, and then if we need two different tunes we can do that, but we just need to see how each of these other dynos behave compared to ours, because the championship dyno for the MSV stuff is a hub dyno, and that's a, bloody hell, I forgot the name of it now. What's that hub dyno? I forgot it. Why have I forgot it? I've been looking at graphs earlier. Why? No. I've been looking at them all day. Oh, for God's sake. Tom, what dyno is it that they use for MSV? What's brand now? I forgot. I mean, I've got serious mental block.
Wasn't it one of those Dynapacks?
Is it Dynapack? Is it Dynapack? It's Dynapack. I can't remember now.
Yeah, it must have been a Dynapacks. It must be a Dynapacks.
No, it's not. It might be, yeah, because that's... Oh. Why am I doing this to me, Sen? Mella, why am I doing this to me, Sen?
It should be a Dynapack, 100%.
Oh, it is Dynapack. It is Dynapack. Go on, Tom. You've bombing me photo. You've offered no help. You've been no help.
Sorry, what? I feel like he's edited the video.
He has edited it. I've been looking at graphs all morning. Anyway. Well, not all morning. In my own way.
Yeah, that's all he's done.
Yeah. So, hopefully with none of that existing video. If it does, hopefully find it hilarious that my brain's like a goldfish at times. But anyway, I'd like to think it's because unimportant stuff just falls out, but God knows. So, the MSV Championships are Dynapack, the 750 Motor Clubs are Maha, and obviously we've got a Dyno Dynamics, and as with any dyno, they're always different. So, we'll be going to Tegua for the dyno on the Maha, and obviously Total Track, Mini Challenge, they do the dyno in at the tracks. Anyway, they're all different. It's a pain. So we just need to know where we are with it. So see what it does with this tune on. You'll see in the later videos. But that'll be measured at the wheels. I can't remember what this is at the wheels, but it doesn't matter for this video because you're not going to see what it does anyway. Just watch the next video. So yeah, so there's a few little things getting done on this before we take it testing. Got some reservoirs to put on, master cylinders to change, and all that sort of stuff. And as usual, we ain't really got time to be faffing about. Hopefully, we get it sorted pretty soon. So yeah, I think this is the end of this video. Gearbox is in, everything's ready to go. See what happens.